grab a beer, and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy, and I don't know if you can hear the wind blowing through the trees, but that's a sure sign we're back in the Northwoods. And if we're in the Northwoods, you know who we're joined by.
Typically, it's me.
It's typically you. Once again, BK is here in the house.
Indeed.
And today we are actually going to do a podcast that we've talked about for I don't know how long. We broke out the meads.
Yeah, it's been, what was it? A couple of years ago, I brought that weird Viking's blood or whatever it was. And, hey, this is pretty good. We should start buying these. And we've had a lot of them, but we've never put so many of them together that we have a podcast.
Right, exactly. So we're diving into them. And we've got, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 different meaderies, I should say, not breweries. I apologize. Now, if I remember right, mead is like the oldest style.
It is the original alcohol, I believe.
Yeah.
Honey wine, honey this, honey that, whatever, the God's perfect food, right?
There you go.
And it was so perfect, they made a drink out of it.
That's right. I said, how can we make this perfect food even better?
Even better.
Let's ferment it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So we're going to try and taste a few of these. Now, these range from, I think it's 6%.
6 to 19.
Up to 19.
And we've had stronger.
Yeah, we have had stronger. We've had a couple that were in the 20s.
21, 22.
Yeah. So this should be interesting. Now, we have not tried any of these here. So we are going to...
we've tried the meaderies.
We've tried the meaderies before, yes, but not these particular ones. So awesome. Well, I guess we can start with the first one, I guess.
We're going to jump in, and I've already staged this. Let's get this one out of the way. Although it's not that I have anything against watermelon, but it's an odd one. So this is a crafted artisan meadery, Watermelon Honey Badgerita, mead with watermelon, blood orange, lime, and sea salt. So it should be interesting.
Yeah. You wonder if is it going to be a saltiness to it, or are we going to even be able to taste the watermelon? That's, I guess, my concern, is...
Yeah, that can be a polarizing taste.
Yeah.
There's no question. The couple beers that we've had with watermelon didn't go well.
Right.
Yeah.
So...
And believe it or not, it is not pretty much the color of... excuse me, pretty much the color of kind of beer.
Yeah. It smells...
It smells salty.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what I'm getting.
Wow. Okay, well, that's not what I expected. It is a little salty. It smells kind of like a margarita. In a way.
Kind of, yeah.
I really don't get the watermelon too much. More honey. I do get the orange.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be saltier, myself. You do get a little bit, but I was expecting worse.
I half expected there to be rind coming out, You never know. But actually, that's pretty refreshing. At 6%, it's not super strong.
Yeah, this is one that, you could definitely... Because these are... What size is that bottle? It's probably... maybe
these have to be 16 ounce, probably.
You think? They could be.
It's 500 mil.
Okay. So, yeah. So, you could drink one of those, though, and it's not bad.
No, it'd be actually, and I think some of these I've seen people put them over ice. I think if it's 21%, I think you should put it over ice and probably sip it. Actually, that's not bad. Would I want to have 2 bottles of it? No. I think we've talked about, too, some of those even beers get so sweet that you worry that it's going to be instant heartburn. Right?
Exactly.
I don't think that would be there, but actually that was pretty refreshing.
Yeah.
And there's kind of a fun little label with a badger and a sombrero and a little bitty margarita glass. in a watermelon field.
Well, I
give them credit for the label.
Yeah, it's interesting because these guys, I've only ever seen like this size bottle, and they've all been the 6%, and they've tried some really different flavors.
There's some weird combinations out there.
I give them credit, because they do some stuff. Now, there's been a couple of them we've tried from them that are kind of,
What's interesting in all the meads we've tried is that they are, in fact, they all have a honey taste, right?
Yes.
They all have a honey taste. So if you don't like honey or that type of drink, then you're not going to want to dive into a mead. But this one actually is pretty refreshing. It's not super strong. It doesn't leave a bad aftertaste. It's pretty pleasant.
Well, the thing that's kind of crazy to me is when it comes to honey beer, like a honey weiss, things like that, I'm not a big fan of it. Really, it kind of gives it a weird taste. But meads I like. Yeah. I don't know why that is, but
I think, we've talked about on other beers too. Is it the real lime or is it the fake lime?
Yeah.
Is it the real this? I think honey's kind of the same way. You get anybody who's had honey, if you've had the stuff made locally, and that have bees, way better than buying it in the bear.
Right.
At the grocery store. Right? To me, that's the raw honey up front is way better. And I would imagine that's
what we're probably getting out of these.
Get more of the raw honey.
Yeah.
That's a really good taste.
It's got to be, because I don't know what it is, but I don't know. A lot of those honey beers are just not. I have had a couple lately that were better, but it could be the same thing where they actually have.
They buy great big bears.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. Well, all right. Well, what do you think, man, on the crafted watermelon honey badgerita?
It surprised me. It was clear, which was, I guess I didn't really think too much about it. I just saw watermelon and thought this is going to be gloopy and pink. It wasn't too bad. I guess I would go, and not having had as many meads, I would go probably the 2.8.
Okay.
It didn't make me want to pour the rest of the bottle out into a glass, but it was pretty refreshing.
Yeah. I say I think I'm right there with you, because I thought it was really going to be saltier with sea salt. I thought, boy, this is going to be the predominant flavor. And you do get a saltiness, but it's not.
It might actually have been a little better with some more sea salt.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was good. Absolutely.
Yep. And you think about it, people put salt on their watermelon, but like I do agree. I didn't really pick up a lot of watermelon flavor. No. And that could be, as we've had other watermelon ones before, and it's super touchy. You know what I mean? Either you can't taste it, or it's like the fake.
Oh my God, get it away!
The fake
from
Jolly
me.
Rancher watermelon flavor. Right. And this one, it's just not. I didn't pick it up, but it's refreshing, and like I said, it's not too salty. So I was happy about that. So I'll do 2.8 as well.
Yeah, I know. Growing up, we had a lot of watermelon, further south, but I also know that my grandmother used to take the rinds and put them and just let them sit in water and then drink the water. So I don't know.
Really?
Maybe that's some of it. Yeah, not the whole watermelon, but the rind. She'd take her 2 rinds and throw them in a pitcher of water and throw it in the refrigerator, and that's what she would drink some of it. So it's interesting that way too.
Interesting. I can tell you this: if you feed too many watermelon rinds to a black lab, they will get sick.
They will absolutely not. Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Or so I've heard.
So you've heard. No dogs were harmed in the recording of this podcast.
None whatsoever. So awesome. Well, yeah, we're sitting out here on the deck, and the sun is shining for once. This weekend was kind of...
the weathermen didn't quite do it justice.
Yeah, it went from really, really hot. Then yesterday pretty much rained.
It was Serengeti warm, and then it rained all day. And then yesterday was supposed to be nice, and they lied about that. And
and now today, when you got to pack up and go home, now the sun's
now
shining.
It's 70 and the sun's shining.
Nice little breeze, of course.
Birds are chirping. And, yeah, that's typically how it goes.
Typical. Well, hey, I guess we might as well crack into this second one. So what's the next one we got?
The next one is crafted artisan meadery again, and this is the Dispear, and it's spelled Dispear, pear and honey wine with cardamom added. And we had to look up cardamom just so everybody knows. We weren't sure what it was. We knew it wasn't Stacy's mom's neighbor. But cardamom is an aromatic, if I remember when you looked it up, and it's in the same family as ginger. Is that right? I remember seeing it in the store. It's usually ground really fine, but I guess, if you don't use it grilling, I probably don't know what it is.
Right. So here's a little bit of a write-up on it. It says it's mead with pear and cardamom added. Tasting notes, we should get sweet pear juice, honey, and fresh cardamom spice. Well, I'm not exactly sure what cardamom spice will taste like, but we'll find out.
I'm going to say it tastes like cardamom.
Yeah. So we'll figure it out.
I think they use cardamom, and I'd have to look for sure, because I'm not a baker, but I think it's more in baking products.
Okay.
Stuff.
So they also said the Dispear combines juicy pear with a fragrant spiced note of cardamom. Although not a part of our year-round lineup, the Dispear has consistently been produced every year since 2016. Hand-grinding green cardamom pods just prior to making the addition provide a fresh punch of cardamom straight to the face. Don't despair. This favorite of ours will be around for some time.
I'm not sure about the face punching part, but that smells different.
I'm trying to think, is that pear or is that the cardamom?
Because I smell pear.
Yeah, I get pear. That's what I thought it was.
That's different.
It's got kind of a little bit of a weird.
Yeah, I can't. That's got to be.
That's got to be the cardamom. Yeah,
that's interesting. I do taste the pear, and I like pears.
Yeah,
so I was in to start with. That one's interesting. I get less honey in this one.
Yeah, this is definitely get the pear. And then whatever the cardamom, it's got to be that different flavor in there.
Yep. It is the spice. Now I'm going to have to look up is it you put it in pie? Is it in, what is it in?
Cardboard. It's hard to
different.
say.
I like the pear. Maybe I could do without the cardamom. I'm not sure, but the pear is good.
Yeah, I wonder if they'd have just stuck with the pear. Or if that just doesn't have enough.
I mean, it's growing on me. It's not bad, but it is way different. I don't think I've ever had a beer with cardamom in it that I can think of.
We've had coriander.
We've had a lot of coriander.
But not so much cardamom.
And then we had one, too, that had, remember when we had, it was like Thanksgiving, like a pecan pie. Yeah. Everything that you could possibly get in a pecan pie we had in a beer, and it had a bunch of spices, but not this.
Yeah. And then, of course, you know, anytime when the pumpkin beers come out, you get the pumpkin spice, you know, nutmeg, cinnamon, clove, all that stuff. We've had one with heather in it, which we still haven't figured out what that's. But yeah,
heather, and we try to stay the ones that have Sarah in them or Tiffany's. Yeah, stay away from those.
Stay from those. That's usually trouble. So.
No, it's not bad. I'm gonna have to Google what cardamom goes in.
Yeah.
Besides pear juice, I don't know. It's not. I think if I had to pick one over the other, I would pick the watermelon one above this. But maybe it's just because it's different.
I agree with you.
It's not bad, but it's different.
I was going to say the same thing. I kind of like that first one a little bit better.
I think so.
Score wise on the Dispear, I'm going to go like a 2.6.
I was exactly what I was going to say. Because it's better than, it's interesting. It makes you pay attention as opposed to just drink it. Yeah. I don't know what to say other than it's just different. It's completely different than anything I think I've ever tasted.
Yeah, and like you said, it probably would have been different if we actually knew for sure what cardamom spice tastes like. And I'll guarantee we've probably had it in some food before, but you didn't know, you know. So
Scandinavian baking and Middle Eastern desserts.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I probably haven't had many Middle Eastern desserts.
It does say is a key ingredient in a lot of curry dishes and rice.
Okay, so maybe we have.
I'm sure we have it, and we just didn't know it.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not terrible. But between the two, I think that the watermelon one really
it was more refreshing anyway.
Yeah,
surprisingly. Again, before we got started here, I was trying to be open minded a little bit about watermelon and
when did that start?
and now I'm like, okay, well now I'm going to start being wary of the cardamom.
Yeah.
I'm going to start to have a lot of food fears, I think.
There was a beer I brought, this is a number of years ago, and you guys weren't up here that weekend when we were up here, so I was here, and another friend of ours, Kirk, he was here, we tried it, and it had some kind of curry spice in it.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember you saying.
Oh, that was not... No, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I don't need any more of that.
I know I had, when I traveled and I was in China, and I forget, the label was cool. It had a big dragon on it. It was a local brew there. And I had, executives taking me out to dinner, and they said, oh, try it. It's good. So I tried it. It wasn't good. It was really bad. And I don't know what was in it, but there was some sort of green fleck stuff in it.
Like floating?
Like floaters, like, when you get a dark beer.
Yeah.
But it was green, and it was in the bottom and swirling up, and I drank it. I was polite. It tasted better than the fish they were boiling for me, but I will say that it was not a good beer.
Wow. That would have been, I got a question. Is that green stuff supposed to be?
What is that? Is that part of the label? I'm not sure what's in there. But yeah, that was, again, one of those ones where it just wasn't good. And they loved it. I didn't have the heart to tell them that I thought what it really tasted like. But yeah, no, you just grin and bear it in that situation and go from there.
Oh, yeah. Pretty crazy. All right. Well, hey, we can, we're going to step the ABV up a little bit.
Yep. So now we're doubling it. So now we're at 12.5.
We're at 12.5. And this one I actually brought back from Valparaiso, Indiana.
And this one is,
we had to find a wine opener.
Yeah, because, we don't drink a lot
corkscrew because
beer with corks in it.
Yeah, two of these bottles have cork in it. So luckily one of our neighbors up here, she drinks a lot of wine, so they had one in every room kind of thing. So.
And two in her purse. So this is Misbehavin' Meads out of Valparaiso, Indiana. And this is with a baseball bat. Now, this is pink. It's a clear bottle.
Yep.
This one is honey grape strawberry wine with peanuts, which I think is interesting.
Interesting.
I half expect this to be a little salty. We'll see. But it is absolutely rosé pink.
Yeah. The first two were very light color, and this one is definitely...
And a little bit cloudy.
Yeah.
It's not as crystal clear as the others.
Yeah.
I think I gave you a little extra.
There you go. Ooh.
Oh, you can smell the peanuts right away.
I get the strawberry and the peanuts. Just like...
It's like you smell it, it's almost like a peanut butter porter. Ooh. Okay, so that's interesting.
That's more what I was expecting, I guess, you know.
Everything that's on the label is in that, in spades.
Wow.
And at 12.5%, it does not taste like 12.5%.
This tastes like you could really get messed up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, goodness. And this is a smaller bottle, so this is
Yeah.
like your probably 12 ounce, maybe? Maybe 14 ounce.
Maybe like a 350 milliliter or something.
375.
375, okay.
Yep.
Boy, that's got a good flavor to it, though.
That's interesting. Wow. I don't even know what to say. The
I guess-
strawberry borders on the fake strawberry,
Yeah.
but it still has a
boy.
little bit of tartness to it that strawberries have.
And you definitely get, to me, it almost tastes like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I was
somewhat.
just going to say that when you grew up and your one friend's parents only had strawberry jelly and you had to get a PB&J. Right. This is what it tastes like.
And it's in a bottle.
It tastes like a peanut butter and strawberry jelly sandwich.
Wow.
That's really good. And blows your mind to
Yeah.
look at something that rosé color and then have it
And
taste
then-
like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. That's something else.
That's pretty
Bravo.
good.
At
Yeah.
12.5%, my word.
Yeah, that, like I said, that is very smooth, easy drinking, and on a hot day, you
Yep.
could drink a couple of bottles of that.
And you are not mowing the lawn.
Exactly. Interesting.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. Not even a little bit.
Boy, yeah, that's, I'm just kind of blown away by, like I said, just that nostalgic flavor kind of thing, you know?
You hit it on, I mean, nail and here's the hammer. It absolutely tastes like a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Yeah, that's wild. So if you're ever in Valparaiso, Indiana, stop by the Misbehaving Distillery. Why do I keep saying meadery? Because
Well,
boy,
we're born that way.
yeah, yeah. So what are you thinking on a score on this one?
This one blows my mind a little bit. If this were a beer, it would taste good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I gotta go. I'm gonna say probably like a 3.4, 3.3, 3.4. It's high up there for me. It's really good.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, boy,
I could even go higher. I mean, but I feel jaded a little bit in that I don't have a lot to compare to mead wise. Mm-hmm. And these things run the spectrum to the point of cardamom, which we had to look up what it is,
right?
to my lunchbox from second grade, right?
Yep.
And not on wheat bread. This is white bread PBJ, just so everybody knows. I could even probably go higher. If we had another bottle, it would be one I'd save. Right? This would be one you save for friends. It's hey, you gotta try this.
Yep.
It's gonna blow your mind. You gotta try this.
I'm honestly surprised, just through the first three, just how different the flavors are.
Yeah.
I always thought, well, it's going to be kind of similar, you know.
Well, some of the
not at
first
this
ones,
point.
when we kind of started to do our venture in the meads, they were super high volume as far as ABV, and they all kind of tasted the same. And then when we got into the crafted meadery and some of the others, I'm not going to say we branched out, but we started to notice there are other flavors.
Yeah,
Right?
who knew?
And how many times did you and I text pictures back and forth of, hey, look, they got these 6 or they got these 3 or whatever?
Yep.
That blows my mind.
Yeah,
we're going to have to share that with
I was going to say, we're going to have to put that cork back in there.
And my wife is gluten-free, and all these meads are gluten-free.
Yeah, so we know where that'll be going.
So that's A plus number 1 compared to the others,
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned.
Score-wise, I probably could go with 3.5.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. Like I said, totally shocking, but as far as you got all the flavors, and it was so reminiscent of a PB&J sandwich that it was like, wow.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the peanuts blew me away more than anything else.
Well, the fact that you could smell it and taste, we harp on beers that if it's on the label, it should be in the bottle, and it was definitely there.
Well,
so.
and some childhood memories are in that bottle.
Exactly.
As far as I'm concerned. It's
Well,
crazy.
awesome. Well, we got 2 more to go, and
We do.
Again, we're stepping it up a little bit.
Yeah, so this one is 15.7%.
Okay.
This is bee nectar, and I'm sure it's just nectar, but Nektar. This is called Shadow Thicket Raspberry Black Currant Honey Wine. And this one has kind of a wicked little label on it, and I'm not entirely certain. Wipe some stuff off. But yeah, there's a skull and there's a skull on here with horns growing out of it. It's got a bee on its forehead. This one says, nice. Meeting the ancient spirits of the woods is easy if you know the way through Shadow Thicket. Faces appear in small writing, sweat on the
thing. And then the sweat.
Faces appear in wiry tangles of old vines, brambles, and aged bushes, lush with juicy raspberries and tart black currants. Thorny branches form into hands offering a goblet overflowing with a berry and honey potion. You feel compelled to sip as if this libation will save you when they return to reclaim what has always been theirs.
Wow.
So I'm starting to get a little worried. I don't want to give it back to them, I don't think. They actually have a thing, and I'll flip it around so you can see it. There's a sweet and dry meter.
Oh. And this is closer to the
this
sweet.
This is leaning towards sweet and
which
not
is good,
dry.
because The very, very few times I've ever had wine, I've learned I really don't like the dry stuff.
ones. So that's interesting too. And we've always said, what brewery? It was the Monkey Bar beer. It's Priors or
Prior, yeah.
And again, if you're out there and you work there, then you can yell at me later. Anyway, they have on the back of their can, they've got their what is it, their flavor profile.
Yes.
And it's a weird looking chart.
Yep.
And it's kind of cool. And you go, oh, well, yeah, no, I don't want any of that, but I like that. And kind of gives you things. So this is also.
Oh, this is a darker red.
This is
from the black currant.
Black.
Now, I am a little concerned. I've only really had one beer that had black currant in it. And it was actually by New Glarus. And boy, it was was tart. A little tart, you know.
This is sweeter, and I like tart stuff. I don't like sour stuff.
Ooh, that smells.
It smells wine-ish.
Kind of very sweet though. Mm-hmm. Very dark.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That's got kind of a
yeah. It's going to stain your tongue. Oof. It's tart. Now this one you can taste the alcohol.
Yeah.
That last one at 12.5, you couldn't taste it. This one you can taste it at 15.7.
Boy, that is, I'm not saying it's bad, but whew,
it's different.
And it kind of lingers there a little bit.
This leans more towards a wine.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
As far as taste, but it's, again, for 15.7, it doesn't really taste 15.7.
No.
This is an instant heartburn one.
100%.
Like if you're not careful, this one will sneak up on you and you go to bed early.
Wow, yeah, that is a cool label.
It is way cool, and we might have to pull that one off and stick it to the bar.
Yeah, see if we can do that. Yeah, that is interesting. Boy, yeah, it's
you've got to like that tart flavor and stuff.
I'd hate to see if it was, or they had sweet and dry, wasn't it?
Sweet and dry.
Okay, never mind. I was thinking they had.
This is pretty dry.
Yeah,
in my book,
I'd hate to see what their dry one was.
I'm pretty sure that you would cough sand.
Mm-hmm.
You had a beer, New Glarus had a beer with the currants in it, and we also had one. You've had two of them, because I brought one.
Okay.
And I want to say it was a black currant, or a currant, not a rosé, it was I think I still have one in my fridge at home.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really tart and really dry. It was cherry and black currants in it.
Okay.
I liked it. I think you didn't think it was too bad, and I think most other people spit it out.
Right.
But it's really tart. This is right along those lines.
This is on the verge.
And I don't see any floaters in here, but it tastes like there should be floaters. You know what I mean? Because some of those you get floaters, which we're not opposed to, unless they're green.
Yeah, unless they're green, then you got to have some questions. Yeah, I 100% this would give me heartburn if we drank that whole bottle.
After a big meal, like we were going to have a big ribeye steak and baked potato and whatever else, if you sat down with a little bit, it's kind of like a port wine taste as a little dessert drink. Personally, I just put bourbon in my glass. But if I had this, that would be a time I think I would enjoy it.
Right. Yeah, it's not bad.
No.
But it definitely gets your attention.
If you love red wine, this would be kind of a gateway into the meads. If you like red wine, like a Zen or a juicy, not a super dry red wine, but this is borderline. Oh, and also twice the alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
As your normal red wine.
Oh, did I happen to mention?
Yeah, by the way. This one's going to screw you up worse than that one. But.
No doubt.
But it's good. I like it.
Man, score-wise, what do you think? Because I'm
you and I are a little
conflicted
different.
a little bit.
You and I are a little different when it comes to this taste. I like the tartar stuff more than, not tartar, but the tart stuff more. I'd probably go about a 2.8 on this. And it's what I expected, 2.9. It's better than average. 2.8, 2.9. Like I said, I think this would be a great little after-dinner drink. And
yeah, to me, I'm going like a 2.3.
Yeah, no.
Just because I'm just instant heartburn on this one, and it's like, whew. When I finished the glass, and it was better the second time, the second, third taste was better than the first one.
Remember, the label says they're coming back for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Something's coming back, all right.
They didn't say they were going to start on fire first, but it's possible.
Exactly. But yeah, boy, it was definitely, I don't know if it's
It's still there.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was going to say, it is just not going away real quick. So
we're going to rinse our glasses after this one. And maybe even drink the water. And now the water
that's
tastes funny.
That's better.
I think the water is still 3%.
More than likely. Yeah, that was, and again, like I said, it's not bad, but boy, that had a much stronger flavor.
Jim will save you some.
Yes.
Jim would not have finished that.
He would not have approved of that one.
No, that's not a Jim approved one.
No. Well, jeepers, dude, we got one left.
We got one left, and now we're kicking it way up. I say way up. We're 19%, and this is dance. And I don't even know how to.
I don't even know how to pronounce. I was hoping you knew how to.
Oh, I think we looked it up once. There's like extra letters where they shouldn't be in this one. This is
and like a 0 or something.
Yeah, put a 0 in there. It's like algebra. This is based on a recipe from about year 1700. It's Dansk Jod, I think, is it? Maybe.
It could be.
We'll have to Google that to see. Very basic, a clay bottle, right? Is this clay or a glass one? I think it's. We're tapping. Sure. I think it's glass. One of their other ones that we had was a clay bottle. Yep. Really cool looking bottle. Very basic. And this is honey apple wine with hops and I was going to say Murica, but that's not it. It's Myrica Gale.
Oh boy.
Which I'm not sure.
That's going to be another one of those.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
We don't know what it is, but we're going to drink it anyway. And there's not a whole lot on this label. That's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, there's a story. Hold on, let me dry it off and we'll see what it says. When drinking mead, you are drinking 5,000 years of preserved history. Mead is one of the few things that allows us to get in touch with the time when life was lived on nature's terms. Our products are based on a recipe from about year 1700. The ingredients are pure and 100% natural, guaranteed free from additives. Honey is the major and most important ingredient in the recipe, free from gluten and lactose. Ribmjada's RIBEMJ0D.
Yeah, it's a exactly.
It's prepared in celebration of Scandinavia's oldest town, Ribe, I don't know, RIBE. The recipe is developed in cooperation with Something Viking Center with apple, Marika, Gale, and hops for added flavor. It says serve slightly chilled, which again, I give them props for telling us how to do it.
Yes.
As an aperitif, at room temperature as an excellent dessert, or warm as the mulled honey wine. For more serving suggestions, please visit the website. Sediment may occur.
Uh-oh.
So before we open this,
we better shake her up a little.
We'll roll her a little bit and make
go.
sure. They warned us about the floaties. And I think, I'm going to check, but I'm fairly certain around the rim of this is actual Viking letters.
I think so, yeah.
If you look close, it's hard to see. Now, this has a cork, but they were kind enough to put a wood.
They gave you a
wood
handle on it.
Yep.
See, is that so difficult?
They don't have to make it that hard. And this is the color I expected. It actually looks a little syrupy coming out. At 20%, it doesn't surprise me.
All right. And this is kind of back to
the normal
color, like you would think. Cloudy.
It is a little cloudy, and it doesn't smell like much of anything. And it's non-carbonated. This is these last two have no carbonation in them.
That one's thicker.
Oh yeah,
definitely a more thick mouthfeel.
This goes back to like some of the first ones we had, mead wise.
Now, were those made by this? Is it the same company or?
I think that Viking Blood BLOD, that I brought, I believe is the same one.
Okay,
because it's the same ship, and that stuff was super strong. I think that was in the 21%, and it was good. Yep. And I remember a few people drinking too much of it, and then they ended their evening early, if memory serves. I was drinking it also, but
it could have happened. You know, we can't say one way or the other.
So I'm kind of interested in, and I think this would be a fun one. Maybe you and I reconverse in about 2 hours and we'll see what it is room temperature. Because that's the way it used to be, right?
Yes. Yep.
This is pretty chilled. I'm guessing we're at the 55 degrees, 52 to 55 degrees right now.
Yep, I would agree with you.
But maybe, again, at 60, 70 degrees room temp, it might be a whole nother ballgame.
Very much so. Now, I know... I picked this up and I double checked because they did have Viking Blood, and they had 4, and the first 2 we had that they had up there, and then this one we hadn't. So I'm like, well, we got to try the one we haven't had before. It is, like I said, it's thick. I mean, like when you said syrupy, it's kind of how it feels when you're drinking it, but it doesn't taste like 19%.
I'm telling you, 19%. This will. Oh, this is great. This is great. And all of a sudden you were slobbering.
And another thing.
And another thing. And another thing. But it's really good. It's smooth. I don't know what the hops or the, I keep wanting to say Murica.
Yeah, whatever that.
Myrica. I don't know what that adds to it. Maybe there's a little spice that
it could be.
I'm just
that
not
we,
identifying.
again, we don't know what to look for.
But this is really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
I'm impressed. I mean, I was impressed with even like the Viking Blood and all that. And like you said, and this is compared to the other ones, this is a bigger bottle.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, I suppose you could drink, take some of it and put the cork back in and put it in the, fridge or whatever.
I would say so. Yeah.
But,
because it's not carbonated.
Right. But boy, I tell you, it's all of them, there's alcohol in it, but it's not like whoa.
This one doesn't stick with you like the last one.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if between those two, I would have definitely thought that the one before this would have been higher alcohol.
Yeah.
Just the way that it kind of lingered and such, where this is pretty good.
I just, this to me is, when I think about a mead and you know, when we go to the Renaissance Festival, they usually have a meadery or two.
Sure. Yep.
Just a plain old mead. This is what I think about when I think about having a mead. This is really good. Again, I think if you just threw a mug of this down while you're eating or whatever, and you'd sleep well.
Oh yes.
But this is really good.
Yeah.
Whatever they were doing in 1700, that recipe, they did a good job. This is a really good.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And yeah, they knew what they were doing apparently back then. So
they didn't have anything else to do.
That's all they knew.
We got to use this honey for something.
Yeah.
They didn't have crackers or that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
No, this is fantastic.
Boy, score-wise, I hate to say it. This is because the peanut butter and jelly one was super good for a different reason.
Yeah. No, they're
neck and neck.
They're different categories.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say, because I'll say honestly, this one I like it just as much or maybe even more. So I'm probably going like a 3.6.
Yeah, I'm with you, 100%. I was going to say 3.7.
Okay, yeah, I could, 3.6, 3.7. I'm in total agreement there because it's really good.
It's and this is one of those scenarios too where if I owned a bar, like I might just throw a bottle of this in the fridge and offer it to people.
Yeah.
And it's 19%, so it's not a shot. You don't want it over ice, but it'd be something that you can, all right, well, here's $3 and here's a small glass of mead.
Yep.
Something interesting for people to try, and maybe I'll do that at some point.
That's an interesting thought because you don't see that.
No.
You know what I mean? And I'd buy it.
Yeah. Well, I might be. Maybe we'll call Valparaiso. Send us a case of those peanut butter and jellies.
Hypothetically, let's just say.
That's something that I don't think I've ever seen a mead in a bar.
No, I've never seen it.
No.
So
I suppose they didn't have any vodka in 1700.
Yeah, they hadn't figured out that you can ferment potatoes yet either. So,
what's that one sign that says potatoes are made into chips and mashed and whatever and vodka, and it's like the other vegetables aren't even trying.
Oh yeah, it's like they're not even trying.
They're trying. That's
funny. Well, awesome. Well, dude, what did you think of these 5 meads that we had? And
none of them were off-putting.
Yeah.
The shadow thicket, the next to the last one we had there, is a polarizing one, right? I think anybody could roll through the first 2. They're not super high alcohol. They kind of taste fruity, but they tasted good, right? The baseball bat one was just phenomenal. Like I don't even know what to say about it other than it was just amazing. And then if you go back, kind of like we went back to our roots for a mead, the last one, and again, we're going to butcher this and somebody'd yell at us and that's fine. But the rib mead, I think is how it's pronounced. It's basic. It's wonderful. It's super strong and it's smooth. It's the smoothest one out of all of them, actually.
Yep. I agree with you. I agree with everything you said. Like I said, the only difference for me was that black currant one was a little heartburny,
Yep.
But other than that, they were all good. And I was, like I said before, I was really surprised with how many different flavors there were, and like you said, some of them, like I said, that cardamom, I don't know what I'm trying to look for. And the Merca, I don't know what that spice is either to know what we were looking for. But, I agree with you. The baseball bat one and then this last one were they were the top 2. And like you said, in different categories and for different reasons, but all of these, I think the only one that a new person would be like, oh, would be the black currant, just because of its kind of that drier,
It's more on the wine side.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
If you, like I said before, if you were a wine drinker and liked red wine, I think you could really enjoy it. I think doing it without food, maybe not so great.
Right.
But after a big meal, if you wanted to sit down, and actually that one might be another one where it warms up and it tastes a little better.
Yep.
A little less on the dry and acidic side. But yeah, no, we are 100% going to try it. We're going to leave this bottle out and try it in a couple hours.
Yep. See how it changes. Because I'll bet you anything it'll change.
It'll be better, I'll bet.
Yeah. Yep. Because that's how it was, back in the day. They didn't have the fridges and stuff.
Whatever the crick was running at was how cold the drinks got.
Exactly. Well, awesome, man. Like I said, I'm so glad we finally got to do a mead podcast. It won't be our last one for sure because we are always stumbling across different meads. And I saw at one place I was at, they had a big bottle like this and it was a Polish mead.
Yep.
And I'm like, I should have bought it because I'm like, well, we've never had that, you know?
Absolutely.
And to see what the difference is between that. So we're going to keep an eye out, and we'll be back with another set of meads.
We will absolutely have to do it again. Because again, meads vary as much as beers, but even more. And the kind of to me, the cool thing about this is that they're all honey. It's all from one basic agreement, and then they layer it on top of it. Whereas beers can be an IPA and hops and barley or not barley or this, that, and the other. It can have a Volkswagen in it. You never know. But these are all kind of, again, started from an old recipe, probably some monk in Europe at one point, or Scandinavia or whatnot, that figured out how to do it, and the recipe really hasn't changed.
Well, and it's crazy that they said the recipe was 5,000 years old or something crazy.
5,000 years old.
I mean, that is unbelievable.
Yep.
You know, so the oldest alcoholic beverage, and it's in the modern time, and people still buy it like crazy.
Absolutely.
So you got to be doing something right to have that kind of.
That's what I was saying. So the baseball bat's from 2025, and the other's from 1725.
Yeah. You know, just a little different is all. Well, awesome. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming along on this mead trip with us. Mm-hmm. And like we always say, we hope your campfire is always warm.
And the mead is always cold.
Oh, good one. See ya. Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untappd, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.